Greetings and welcome back to Drassier TMD. My name is Drassier and you're watching Space Engineers with Rabenschild. That's right, we're back in it again today for part 2, so without any explanation, let's just dive right in.
The waving, it still doesn't stop. The reaction time is just crazy between the two things. You might have to take a tool out again. So
let's see.
Now that worked. Oh man, the reaction time between the two. Between the connections, just crazy. I interrupted very rudely, I have the feeling. So any more things? Let me start out. I had a question and now it's gone again. Oh man. Yeah, I wanted to world. A crazy digging project.
Mm-hmm.
The tunnel you're building.
Yes.
Between, and I would like to at one point join your world to see the progress on that, because I always ask myself, why? Why did you want to make I don't know how many you need to make a 5-kilometer long tunnel or something like that, or how many meters is that between them?
Mm-hmm. It's funny that one. I'm not sure how that's going to end up. I'm probably still going to do it at the very least to get the machine working. But for some reason in my head, I thought it'd be kind of fun to create a hole that goes directly towards the iron, and then hollows out a kind of a takeoff runway. But it's 5 kilometers long. It doesn't need to be 5 kilometers long.
No, it doesn't. I'm not sure.
So I might continue that project, at least to build in a little bit further, but I might curb my exuberance and maybe have a secondary iron mine.
Yeah, that's always good to have. Now with the project of your mining rover there, I don't know, you might be better off having that thing roll around.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I don't want to say that's a crazy project that you shouldn't do. On the other hand, it would be good to see, because stuff that you could build in that thing would also be nice to see. So that's...
Oh, it's definitely a crazy project, that I cannot deny.
we will see how that works out in the end. I don't have a clue what we should do now. You will kind of have to continue to see what you want to see and all that stuff. Now I lost you. Okay, you're down
by the miner here.
Yes.
But you had said at one point you wanted to take a look at Mars as well, or did you want to save that for a little bit later?
No, we can go over there if you. Then we should take the Empress and just do the jump over there. I hope we don't run into the problem that we had when we came back from the alien planet. But the Mars is a thing, because again, Mars is one of the other. I don't want to say highlights, but I liked building there a lot, and so and another thing is, again, I don't know. I hope that. My energy is low again. I hope that I can, give you some hints for your big mining rover. Mm-hmm. Although it already worked, I saw. So I hope I had some questions that I kind of wanted to ask about you have turned around pistons in there that I don't understand in your mining rig.
Turned around. Oh, for the actual the drill head. Yes. So that was a technique I saw, and I forget where I saw it, but it basically allows you to utilize another piston. Let me sit down actually before I forget. Oop. I turned my crosshair off and now I can't see where I'm pointing. Anyway, and basically it allows you to utilize a little bit more in this case, it'd be retraction space instead of extension space. Because every time you turn it around, you kind of have to build off of the thing that you're building, unless you want to make it even bigger and use merge blocks to connect two connectors and stuff like that. So it was just a way to kind of get a little bit more extension out using a piston without having to mess around too much. And all it is just an extended piston, because each one, if you put 3 pistons together, fully retracted, they're all 6 blocks long, and a fully extended piston is 6 blocks long, so it actually works out pretty well that it is almost even. The only differentiation is... Whoop.
I hope you're still with me.
I appear to be.
Okay, now I need to find my Astro again. Where's the Astro?
Okay.
Ooh, are we running into problems again?
The the animation took a little while to catch up to me, and so I was sitting there completely still. I was like, "Oh, this isn't good," and all of a sudden the animation went away.
The question that I was a bit don't know, ask myself the question why the pistons that go into the opposite direction than you want to go in, because you can just have I don't know, you can just have the pistons relatively close to each other, still have it relatively compact without that.
Really?
But I'm completely upside down. So now, because all my senses say turn the ship around, so it doesn't look so weird.
That's actually something that I've always thought was very funny about. In fact, I think it's most sci-fi shows, but Star Trek is the one I remember the most.
Yeah.
Every single ship, whenever it met up, was always the right way up. Every single time. They never came in at angles or anything like that.
It's one thing. People were really happy about Star Trek Discovery. I don't know if you took a look at that. But in Star Trek Discovery, we can jump. If you can. I hope.
We will soon see. Let me switch views again and see if I can hop out.
Here if anything explodes.
So something just spawned in to our left station. Is there anything else that is going to be here that I might need to wait for? It's
relatively small, so it shouldn't.
Okay. I'm going to try and hop out. Here we go. There we go.
Oh, that worked out a lot better than everything else. Star Trek Discovery has some scenes in there where they break with that. So ships that need to align to each other, and that was a nice thing to see, because again, it's a thing. Yeah, it's completely unrealistic. Ships work in Star Trek like they work on the sea, kind of, and it's so essentially this does a lot of things right there, but I tend to just turn everything around, and now I see that the ship's still crooked like hell. This is my usual master spot. This was the anchor I built first to anchor the Big Blue to the asteroid, to kind of not lose track of it, and to power it down, and to still have enough power to run it and all that stuff. And it's good in Space Engineers to just connect everything up, otherwise you end up with performance problems. And so that's what I did. This is nothing, basically. It's just a spot to park some ships, to have the cargo drones anchored to, and to have the miner I used around here, and to use the dropship that I have here. This is...
I like that, though, because it's got this sort of, out in the west way station sort of village that, you know, it's obviously got a practicality to it, but it's not like a big base like you've got back there where it's got an infrastructure and everything. This is, I love this little sort of waypoint. It's fantastic.
It was never meant to be that thing. So that's again deliberately kind of that I didn't build a base in orbit because I have the base back at Earth, and here I definitely concentrated more on the ground base. So we could take this ship back down if we want to go there. So I hope this has there's another cockpit, so we could use that. I will declare this as the main cockpit, so you don't have to ride in a chair somewhere. This kind of was side. Yeah, this ship was kind of the ship I built to get around not using vector thrust. So it looks a bit like one of the vector thrust craft, but it isn't one. So now I hope we don't crash. This will take a moment because here we are dealing with just normal thrusters, and I hope we don't crash. We need to make a bit of careful flying with this thing.
I would appreciate the not crashing.
Yeah, me too, because I like this ship. I don't want to lose. So, yeah,
What is that?
What do you think?
There's a couple of Gatling guns. I didn't even realize they were different until I looked at them properly.
That's another one of these. Because it's so realistic. Do you know the Expanse?
Not very well.
In the Expanse, the main ship, the Rocinante, has these guns. These are in the show. These are point defense guns. Someone brought them onto the workshop, and I said, "Yo, why? I need them." And so these are just, I like them. These are so well done and so nice, and they put out a lot of Dakar. So and they work with normal ammo. That's one thing I really start to appreciate. If mods just use normal ammo to work, all these Raven Bolt guns that the FS has on work with normal ammo, and I don't have to the build menu or the assembler menu doesn't get spammed full of different ammo types that you don't know. The Oki weapons pack I had before used so many different ammo types. And this is a lot easier to deal with. If you add more mods to your world at one point, if you do, then I always recommend to... It's so hard to say because I like the Oki weapons, but it would be nice if there wouldn't be so many different ammo types. That's why I use energy weapons most of the time.
Right. That's what I have tried to steer clear of in the past. Not that I've used many different things, because I'm, half experimenting while I'm doing the series. But yeah, just the number of ammo. It's so daunting because it's like, okay, which one's which? Because sometimes they're not named very well, and you end up not really knowing what it is you need.
Yes, the Oki weapons pack is okay there with naming, because all the guns have, 50 millimeter. Just pick that ammo, but it's so many different things, different high explosive something shells and ammo for all the different Gatling types, and then the point defense weapons have different ammos, and I don't know. I want to have cool weapons, but I would like them to be yeah, a bit, at least in that way, a bit simpler. So again, the Ravenbolt weapon is really nice. They are basically standard weapons, but a bit more compact, and they really they really look well. That's one thing I really like to have with them. Okay, now it would be good if the dampeners would kick in. Thank you.
So I don't know if it's just the way the planet looks in general. Have you been doing a lot of like either building or digging or anything like that around this area?
All the craters, you mean?
Yes.
Some things are digging related. Some things are drone related. On Mars,
okay.
I try to use the same thing that Splitsy did in his world, where he had these bases set up to attack him with drones once in a while. And so the whole landscape kind of is littered with craters of crashed drones and all that stuff. So that's why the area looks so weird. Makes driving interesting. That's a suggestion I could make for your world too. I have set my world up, or my world is set up in a way where I kind of have different, in really big air quotes, challenges for the different planets. And on Mars, I've set myself the challenge to do everything with rovers.
Okay.
So that's why it makes driving interesting, because again, with rovers and a lot of craters, you end up with really fun things. Okay, coming closer. That worked out well. This ship is so reliable. It's so crazy. I hope I don't crash it. Okay, we still have the. We have to hover a bit. I hope this ship has some hovering power. I have used wheels on the bottom to not have that thing. To not have landing gears set up.
Okay.
The problem is that these wheels that are tipped on their ends, for some reason I end up with some weird physics glitches because of them. Okay. We have landed. Mars. Mars is, I don't know. Mars is the planet I did the most of work, where I don't know had the biggest creative drive to do things. So I need to color the whole thing. But yeah, it's good to be back here. So Mars. Here on this side, you see my mining rover.
That thing is huge.
It is. It's basically another rolling base. But,
oh wow! Oh, I love what you've got. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So the thing is, I'm using these waves here that they are from X pack, but you just do that with normal conveyors too. So that's why I had the question why you have put on so many or have put on pistons that are backwards in the whole system. Mine are all just for drilling, set up for drilling, and just to go down. And I don't know. I asked myself the question: why does he have pistons the other way around in there?
And I think I'm not sure, because initially I think at one point the pistons and possibly the pipes had a slightly wider hitbox. This must have been a while back though, because for some reason I had it in my head that it wouldn't work, which I don't understand how I could have thought that, because I've got them doubling back very close to each other anyway. And I figured that the middle was the only spot that it would be able to quote unquote rub against each other and it wouldn't do anything, even though they wouldn't be touching. So
the pipes, the conveyor, the normal conveyors, connections on the side, so they cannot connect to anything in the thing. Again, these pipes are, you lay them out like you would lay out the conveyors. So it's they don't rub and they don't connect. So that would work out. I've done that with a. Did I do that with what mining machine? I have one back on Earth where I just did that, and it's no problem at all. So you could in this way you could stack 8-9 pistons if you want.
Right.
Have that thing dig to, don't know, nine pistons. Again, you could stack up nine pistons, and then I have them stacked too. So you could go, don't know, 100 meters, 180 meters down, if you really want. We will take that thing up, just do a small drilling run.
Okay.
Here on the sides. Come here over to the side. So here you can see that.
Ooh.
You can just have them connected.
Right, and right next to each other. Yeah. I don't know why I thought that, but I guess it was just a holdover from a previous test or something I had done and just didn't think about it.
I don't know if you saw someone build something like that. Maybe in earlier versions that was the case.
I wish I could remember who it was.
The thing is, when it comes to this whole drilling rigs and all that stuff, it's relatively recent that I really started to work with that stuff. So that's why I cannot say if there's maybe videos out there that say differently. So that's the thing.
Oops, sorry.
No, all good. And this is just a thing I have for the rover. I used to connect to this to empty it out. You can take a look at that too if you want, just for a minute, and then we take this thing out and just do one drilling run to come over here. We will just do the. I will continue the world tour to just show off what else we have here. The big thing in the middle is the first thing I've here on Mars again, because I said I just rovers and stuff on wheels. The middle thing is was the first rolling base I've done here, and I had to do some work because again I ran into crazy physics problems, and this is the thing I saw other people build truck-like structures with hinges and all that stuff, and this is really like front part, hinge in the middle, then the whole back part. I wouldn't want to move that right now. Parking that thing back up is just not fun. But I have a smaller version of something like that. So and then again the base was something I've built after that. After I conquered one of these pirate bases, and then I converted that.
Okay.
And you can see everything else. I'm trying to do everything else with rovers. There's scout vehicles. There's this tank that I can use to shoot at things, and then there's, I don't know, everything like that. And here's the transport rover truck that I use to bring in materials from the mining station.
Oh, there you go.
If you want to work with rovers, you did that with your small rover that you have.
I love this system you've got set up here for the hitch.
The cool thing about this is I can disconnect that, unconnect that. So I can basically turn off the merge block here, and then I can leave the back part behind if I want. That's
Gotcha.
not possible with the big one. The idea was to maybe have different modules that you can connect to that, and then have, don't know, maybe something with guns, something to transport other things, something like that. Don't know, a tanker for maybe hydrogen. I still want to at one point go back here and then have things set up to maybe really have hydrogen tankers to also power some things with hydrogen. I rely too much on reactors and on solar panels and stuff.
Gotcha.
You went fully into the hydrogen, and the hydrogen engines never really work well for me. So I can only say that's I admire that you could get the hydrogen engines to run. Another thing, that thing is this is one of the few workshop things I brought into the world. I tend to build most of my stuff on my own, but some workshop things end up in here. That's the Badger Mole, I think that thing is called. Uses the Mart script to use the front turret as to mine. It's good for these the boulders that they have lying
Gotcha.
around.
Yeah. That was actually something I wanted to build myself, a rover with a couple of drills on the front. Never quite got around to it yet, and every time I drive out to anywhere, the terrain is a little bit rougher than I always imagine. So I'll have to figure that out.
I have another script tip for you. Come back to the to the truck. There's a script you might want to take a look at that is called DAS, Driver Assisted something.
Oh,
system.
that's right. Yeah.
It's turned off right now, but this whole thing doesn't work without that thing. Because it needs something to stabilize the whole thing so it rolls well, and the DAS script kind of takes care of that. It makes rovers a lot less crashy, and don't know, maybe that's a good idea to just integrate that into the world. By the way, all the solar panels are here so I don't lose any uranium or something like that. So the solar panels, when I come back, will just vanish.
Gotcha.
Should we take that out for a second and then?
Sure.
You took a look at Fun's crane script.
I did. Yes.
Fun did a script for me on this thing here that is really nice. We will take a look at that in a second. Maybe also a good tip. I think it's also on the workshop. Let me see if I have enough seats. Otherwise, although we are on the grid, so I will give you. Let me build you a seat.
I want it to be made of solid gold.
Solid gold could be tricky, but we will see what we can do there. Maybe then I need to do another seed. Give me a sec. If you want to have it in solid gold, the only thing you get in solid gold here is... come on. That can't be true. And now I don't have the necessary materials for it. Oh no. No. Okay, that's not as fun as I thought it would be. Okay, let me just do this and then grab that. I hope the built-in repair system is turned on. Otherwise I need to turn that on. So come Come on. So your golden throne is ready.
Excellent. Outstanding.
Always nice having guests. Wash your hands when you're done. The thing with these big mining rigs always is now I have to unlock it. Please don't go all crashy on me. I'm using the wheels to kind of bring it down onto the ground and then connect it up with
okay, yeah.
And it's slow. That's another thing. This thing is definitely very, very slow. So we are in position. Where are you?
I think I should still be on the throne.
Then get off the throne.
Oh.
So, by the way, one thing that I'm not sure if you know that. If you want to power your rover, your mining rover, while you are parked, wind turbines are your friends.
Oh, they actually work if you're not moving?
If you are locked down to the ground, they work.
I didn't know that.
So come back to the underside. Just so, the cool thing with the wheels is that I think you have put on the big wheels too, or?
Yes.
You can just lower them down, and if you have a landing,
Gotcha.
you can just lock it down. Everything works up top. So that's one of the cooler things I noticed with that.
I'll definitely have to keep that in mind, because I assumed that if anything was mobile, that it wouldn't. I did think too. the
I did too.
Turbines
I thought that too, but again, it's they work that way. That's a cool addition, yeah. Because I thought that all mobile grids wouldn't work, but indeed they do. I've done one thing that I was a bit astonished that you didn't do that with your rover, but you said you wanted to. I think I left a comment about that. That you want to put so much stuff on the back that you hope that this kind of the drill rig you have in front just
I'm hoping
weight on the back levels it out.
Yeah, I guess I'll find out in my next drilling, but I may end up redesigning it at some point anyway. So, okay. But yeah,
let me lock something off. Come on, give me. I have the auto lock off and then ready to lock. Good. So now I've just locked that down for storage, but now the whole thing basically is loose. We can prop the whole thing up. I hope nothing scrapes now. So this is the pistons. This is the advanced rotor lock. And this is the drill. Where is the moving up part? Okay, I need to get back into my own how did I set that thing up again? I don't have a button down there to prop the whole thing up, and I think that's something I need to do. So we need to release the rotor lock and this rotor lock too, and then I think we can move it up. Or is it moving? No, it's not moving. So maybe this again. 7. Oh, okay, I know now. I hope I know. Is it moving?
It definitely.
Oh, it is moving.
There we go.
Rotor locks. Oh, please don't scrape, don't scrape, don't scrape, don't scrape, don't scrape. Ooh, okay, that's scary. Now you will see the bouncing of the beast. Are you on top of it?
I am.
Okay.
It
will do that for a while. So.
I'm poking Clang in the eye at the moment. It's probably not a wise idea.
That happens so often. So that's one thing I could get rid of. Fund has set up a script for this thing, and he made it so that I could the whole thing up, and when it's in position it would just lock the rotors. But I haven't set that up yet, so that's the thing. But on the bottom part, everything is set up for that thing. So now it's in position, so now we can just start drilling, and the drills are on, and now come on. Is the rotor locked down? Let me take a look. It's again. I should be more prepared for that, but I think the rotor lock is on for this thing. Okay, rotor lock is off. Now the thing is starting to drill, basically. And Fund has set up a script that brings the whole thing down really slowly. So now the whole thing should move. I hope it moves. It does that really slow.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I ran into problems very quickly. I wasn't sure of the turning speed and the dropping speed, and it ended up almost clanging out pretty quickly.
Oh. That was too fast. Oh, I know. I have to turn on the programmable block. Give me a sec. Turn on that thing, and I think we need some power too. So now it's going down. So the cool thing about the script is that it now drills down really slow, so that it can completely dig out the hole that we need, and it's enough space for the drills to just rotate in the hole. And then the problem is if you want to reset it, it's just agonizing when you have to bring it up in the same speed.
Gotcha.
And Fund made a script that is able to go down slow, but then pull it up really fast. The whole drilling process will take a while now, so we don't have to endure that the whole time. By the way, I have to bring down the sound.
It is quite loud.
That's crazy loud.
But it's actually something I wanted to do for my rig as well, is add a programmable block that would set the various speeds. But now that I can see that I can put the pipes in between like this, it's all I can think about is changing that up, because it's like I can't believe I wasted extra distance on reverse-sided pistons. I don't know why I was thinking that.
That was something that really baffled me, because I said that was, why is there a reason why he has the reversed pistons in there? I don't understand. But again, it's I should have written that down in the in a comment or something like that.
Thanks again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed part 2. Part 3 will be coming up on Sunday, so don't forget to check that out. Of course, go to Rabenschild's channel as well, get to see his perspective. You all have a good one, and I'll see you on the other side.